Welcome, dear listener, to our spiritual exploration regarding the often misunderstood concept of solitude on our individual paths of enlightenment. As we walk this path together, let us consider the profound lessons that being alone can teach us. Let us begin with an exploration of solitude's nature and its role in our spiritual journey. The essence of solitude in spiritual growth. Solitude is a state that many of us encounter, yet few truly understand its value. We sometimes feel that being alone is a condition to be avoided, a symbol of being unloved or forgotten. However, in the silence of being with ourselves, there is a profound lesson to be learned, the lesson of self-discovery. You see, the noise of the world often drowns out the quiet voice within us, the voice that holds the keys to our true potential and wisdom. Have you ever noticed how the loudest room can suddenly feel empty and void, yet in the quietude of your own company, you may feel a fullness and richness that you never knew existed? When we are alone, we are presented with an unfiltered reflection of who we are. This reflection is not tainted by the expectations of others or the roles we play in society. It is in these moments that we can truly meet ourselves. You might find this meeting uncomfortable at times. It is not easy to face our fears, insecurities, and the parts of us we might wish to change. However, it is in facing them that we grow. How can we expect to evolve if we do not first understand our current form? In the silent dance with our inner self, we learn the rhythm of our own spirit. We become acquainted with our deepest desires, our passions, and the purpose that sparks a light within us. This is the foundation upon which we can build a life of authenticity. Without this foundation, we risk constructing our lives on unstable ground, formed by the expectations and desires of others rather than our own truth. Solitude also presents us with the opportunity for deep introspection. In the quiet, we can hear the whispers of our own wisdom, guiding us towards decisions and paths that align with our highest good. The clarity that comes from such introspection is invaluable. It illuminates our journey like the stars in the night sky, providing direction when the path ahead seems shrouded in darkness. Moreover, solitude teaches us self-reliance. In navigating the complexities of our inner landscape on our own, we build a resilience and strength that is genuinely empowering. We learn that we are capable of being our own guide, healer, and confidant. This realization is liberating. It frees us from the need for constant external validation and support, allowing us to stand firmly within our own power. Yet, how does one cultivate a positive relationship with solitude? It begins with the intentional practice of spending time alone. This doesn't necessarily mean isolating oneself from the world, but rather finding moments throughout the day to be present with oneself. It could be as simple as taking a walk alone, meditating, or journaling. The key is to be fully present in these moments, to truly listen to the stirrings of your soul. Remember, solitude is not about loneliness. It's about discovering the vast universe that resides within you. It's about becoming your own companion and realizing that in the space of your own company, you are more connected to the universe than you could ever imagine. As we reach the end of this first lesson on the truth about being alone during your spiritual journey, I invite you to embrace the stillness of solitude. Let it teach you about who you are, and let it show you the strength and wisdom that lies within your own being. The illuminated path. Discovering inner guidance in solitude. Moving forward on our journey, we now turn our attention to the inner guidance that solitude brings forth. When we strip away the external clamor, we can tune into the subtle frequencies of our intuition. This is an exquisite form of wisdom that often speaks in a whisper rather than a shout, and it is only in the quietude that we can truly discern its messages. Think of a time when a gut feeling nudged you in a particular direction. Was it not often during a moment of solitude that such insights rose to the surface? It is because solitude acts as a conduit, a channel through which the deeper knowing of our subconscious can flow into our conscious mind. In the busyness of everyday life, this channel is congested with distractions, but alone, it is clear and receptive. The guidance we receive in solitude is not random. It is deeply connected to the core of our being. It is an amalgamation of our past experiences, our hopes for the future, and the timeless wisdom of our soul. Learning to trust this guidance is a crucial step on the spiritual path. It requires faith in oneself and in the belief that there is a part of us that knows more than we consciously realize. Inner guidance also brings with it the gift of discernment. When we are constantly surrounded by the opinions and judgments of others, it can be challenging to know what we truly believe. Alone, we can weigh our decisions and choices against the compass of our own values and ethics. This discernment is a powerful tool. It allows us to navigate life with a sense of purpose and integrity. How often have you followed the crowd, only to realize later that it was not in alignment with your inner truth? Moreover, the practice of solitude and the inner guidance it fosters encourage us to take responsibility for our lives. When we are the sole architects of our decisions, we cannot attribute the outcomes to anyone else. This responsibility might feel daunting, but it is also incredibly empowering. It teaches us that we have the agency to shape our destinies and that our choices matter in the grand tapestry of our lives. However, tapping into this well of inner wisdom is not always straightforward. It requires patience, stillness, and the willingness to listen deeply. The practice of meditation can be particularly helpful in this regard. It trains the mind to quieten and creates the space for insights to arise. It's not about silencing thoughts, but rather observing them without attachment, allowing the true gems of wisdom to reveal themselves. Let us also consider the role of creativity in solitude. Have you noticed how some of the most creative ideas come to you when you are alone? Creativity is not just the domain of artists or musicians. It is a vital aspect of spiritual growth. It is the process of bringing something new into existence, be it an idea, a solution to a problem, or a new way of being. Solitude provides the blank canvas upon which our creativity can paint. Embracing solitude as a source of inner guidance is not merely a practice but a way of life. It is about being comfortable in our own skin, knowing that we carry within us a reservoir of wisdom that is both ancient and ever new. It is about trusting the process of life, understanding that sometimes the answers we seek come not from the external but from the deep wells of our inner world. As we conclude this part of our exploration, reflect on how you might create more space for solitude in your life. Consider the ways in which you can cultivate a deeper connection with your inner guidance. Remember, the illuminated path is not found on a map. It is discovered within the silent chambers of your heart. The solitary garden. Cultivating resilience and renewal. In this phase of our exploration, let us turn our gaze to the fertile ground of the soul, where solitude acts as both the gardener and the nurtured soil. Here lies the potential for immense growth and renewal, for it is in the quietude of our own presence that we can tend to the garden of our inner world with intention and care. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the ceaseless demands of life, as though you were a vessel on the verge of spilling over? Solitude offers a reprieve, a chance to empty ourselves so that we might be filled again with fresh energy and purpose. It is akin to pruning the overgrown branches of our psyche, allowing for new growth to emerge. This process is not without discomfort, but the beauty that arises from such pruning is undeniable. In the garden of solitude, We learn the art of resilience. Each time we retreat into our inner sanctuary, we are faced with our own thoughts and feelings, some of which may be challenging to confront. Yet, it is through this confrontation that we build the strength to face adversity. Like a tree that stands alone in a field, we too learn to weather the storms of life, drawing on the deep roots of our being for stability and nourishment. This resilience is not a static quality but a dynamic one, constantly evolving as we do. It is born from the understanding that we are both the creators and the creations of our experiences. Life will invariably present us with difficulties, but our response to these challenges is within our control. We can choose to view them as insurmountable obstacles or as opportunities for growth and learning. Moreover, solitude provides the space for renewal. After periods of exertion or stress, it is in the quiet moments alone that we can recharge our batteries and restore our spirits. Imagine a retreat into nature where the only sounds are those of the rustling leaves and the gentle flow of a stream. It is in such settings that we can reconnect with the innate peace that resides within us, away from the cacophony of civilization. Yet, how do we ensure that our time alone is truly restorative? The key lies in the quality of our solitude. It is not enough to simply be physically alone. We must also cultivate an inner solitude, a state of calm and centeredness that can sustain us amidst the chaos. This requires practice and dedication, much like tending to a garden requires consistent effort. One of the practical ways to cultivate this inner solitude is through the practice of mindfulness. By being fully present in the moment, we learn to experience life directly, without the overlay of our past prejudices or future anxieties. Mindfulness can transform mundane activities into profound experiences, whether it's feeling the texture of the food we eat or noticing the play of light and shadow as we walk. In addition to mindfulness, we can also engage in activities that nourish our souls. This could be anything that brings you joy and fulfillment, be it painting, writing, playing music, or simply sitting in quiet contemplation. The important thing is that these activities are engaged in with a sense of presence and reverence, recognizing them as sacred acts of self-care. As we cultivate our solitary garden, we not only nurture ourselves but also prepare to bring the fruits of our solitude into the world. The peace, resilience, and renewal that we experience alone are not meant to be hoarded but shared. They become a source of strength not only for ourselves but also for those around us. As we conclude this segment of our journey, I invite you to reflect on the ways you can cultivate your own solitary garden. How might you integrate the practices of mindfulness and self-nourishment into your daily life? How can you ensure that your solitude is not an escape from the world but a preparation to engage with it more fully? Echoes of silence, embracing the infinite within. As we venture into the concluding chapter of our introspective odyssey, we stand at the threshold of the profoundest silence, the kind that resonates with the echoes of the infinite and unlocks the most intimate chambers of our essence. This is the silence that speaks louder than words, where the soul's dialogue with the universe unfolds. In this sacred space, we encounter the purest form of solitude, one that transcends loneliness and becomes a bridge to the cosmos. It is here, in the embrace of the infinite, that we come to understand our place in the grander scheme of existence. We are individual notes in the symphony of life, unique yet harmoniously intertwined with all that is. Let us delve into the tranquil abyss where solitude transforms into solace and union. This is not a void of nothingness, but a realm brimming with potentiality, where every breath is an affirmation of life, and every heartbeat is a testament to the connectedness of all beings. In the echoes of this profound silence, we find clarity. The noise that once clouded our judgment falls away, and what is left is the unobstructed truth of our reality. It is as if we have been gazing at a masterpiece obscured by a veil, and now, at last, we behold the artistry in its full glory. The insights gained in these moments have the power to shift our perception, to realign our priorities, and to illuminate our purpose. This clarity is not merely intellectual, it is visceral. It is an understanding that seeps into our very bones, an intuitive knowing that cannot be shaken by the fluctuations of circumstance. It is the recognition of our own resilience, the acknowledgement of our inner strength, and the acceptance of our vulnerabilities. Moreover, the echoes of silence bring with them the gift of transformation. Each encounter with the infinite within us leaves an indelible mark on our being. We are not the same people we were before these moments. The solitude that once seemed a mere pause in the cacophony of our lives now reveals itself to be a crucible for metamorphosis. In this transformative process, we shed the layers that no longer serve us, outdated beliefs, worn-out patterns, and the accumulated detritus of past hurts. We emerge lighter, more authentic, and more aligned with our true selves. This is not a one-time event, but a continual journey of becoming, a perpetual unfolding of our potential. As we stand in the echoes of silence, we also realize that solitude is not the absence of connection, but the deepest form of it. It is in the quiet recesses of our hearts that we hear the whisper of the divine, the subtle vibrations that connect us to everything. Our aloneness is not isolation, but a conduit to the interconnected web of life. The final lesson of solitude, then, is the recognition of its sacredness. It is a space to be honored, a state to be cherished, and a practice to be cultivated. The echoes of silence remind us that every moment of aloneness is an opportunity to touch the divine, to recharge our spiritual batteries, and to bring back wisdom to our collective human experience. As we conclude this journey, I invite you to carry forth the lessons of solitude into the bustling world. Let the clarity, transformation, and sacred connection you have discovered in the silent echoes inform your interactions and guide your steps. May the peace and insight you have found be a lantern to light your way and a beacon to inspire others. And now, as we prepare to step back into the stream of life, let us do so with a renewed sense of purpose and a heart full of the silence that speaks volumes. The echoes of our solitude will resonate long after the quiet moments have passed, for they are the timeless whispers of our soul's deepest conversations with the infinite. Are you ready to bring the essence of this silence into the world?